Hey, what's up, everyone? We are back at it again with another one. Like I said, after giving birth, the labor and delivery run through. Talk to you guys about and how my experience went with my first pregnancy. So, as you guys know, almost 2 weeks ago, I went Sunday. It was the 6th. Yeah, Sunday it was the 6th. 8:30, 8 to 8:30, got there like basically 8:30. And, to get induced, they gave me a little bit, like, it took a little bit just to get everything going. And because they were gonna like, they put me on IV for a little bit, and then they took me off IV, and then at 2 in the morning, they that's so that I could get some sleep in between, but I really didn't get any sleep, or I didn't even sleep at all. Okay, so 2 o'clock comes, they asked me if I slept, and I was like, not really. And they said probably most people don't really sleep when they're getting induced because they're all excited and all the emotions going through. And so they started me on Pitocin. They started me on that. And then that was at 2 in the morning. And then around 5 in the morning, or exactly at 5, my doctor came in, broke my water, and unchecked me, and I was only like 2.5 centimeters when he checked me. I think it was before or after they broke my water. I forgot, I don't remember. But yeah. So from there, waited a while, so like I guess it was like every 45 minutes, half hour, the nurse would come back in and put the Pitocin higher each time. And then around, I guess in the afternoon, 2 or 3, the doctor came back in again and checked me, and I was at 5.5. Okay, I was at 5.5 centimeters. I was like, okay then, things should be going along pretty fast now, hopefully. And guess what? Comes around, a couple hours later, they go and check me. I think it was before, it was 8:30 again. I think it was right before that, or was at that time. And they checked me, and I made no progress whatsoever. Made no progress whatsoever. Like, yeah, they said I thinned out, but it wasn't as much as I was supposed to be. So I basically was there for like a long time already. And already was there from 8:30 one day to the next day, 8:30 again. So basically almost like a 24-hour thing. And the whole entire time, having contractions on and off. Some of them were steady, some of them were not steady. I felt them, but didn't feel them at the same time. And I had no epidural whatsoever. So out of all this process going and stuff, no epidural. Did not take it whatsoever. And so the doctor was talking to me and saying that I might have to do a C-section. Of course, nobody wants to do that. And so I wanted to wait a little bit longer. So they let me wait a little bit longer. And then I think it was around like 10 that they lowered the Pitocin. They lowered it back down. And then I think that they lowered it back down to 18. And then after that, because the contractions weren't really that strong in the beginning, like in the first place, it wasn't even strong at all. Like, I felt them, but they weren't like as painful as they were after she lowered it back down. Because after she did that, I don't know for what reason. Because they put me on the highest doses ever. I think it was 30. They put me on the highest one, and that still wasn't really doing anything for me. And then they put me back down around like 10. Oh my gosh. The minute she did that, not that long after she did that, oh my gosh. I went to the bathroom. I was going to the bathroom. Felt a contraction. When I come out, feeling even stronger and stronger. So I'm thinking, okay, this thing's actually working now. That I can have my baby normal. That he's going to come out normal. Gosh. I was having those contractions, like, really, really bad. It felt like forever. Like, I was falling asleep, and then every time my one would come, I would wake up again. And I barely even was focusing or really knowing what was going on because I'm so tired. And then you get these contractions going on, and then you have everybody coming in and out of the room. Like, there was so much going on at that time. And so the contractions were really, really strong. Like, they kept asking me, of course, throughout the day, number scale 1 to 10. I was saying like 2 to 3 or 1 to 2, and then sometimes it'll be like a 5, but nothing were a 10 to 1,000. Oh my gosh. When they said how bad are they, I was like, it's past freaking 10. Past freaking 10. Like, that contractions freaking hurt. But I went through all that, like, the whole entire day, contractions on and off, on and off. They were bearable in the beginning, but then at the ending, oh my gosh, they were not bearable at all. But of course, I had no epidural, no drugs, no anything to ease the pain or nothing. I just breathed through them. I was a strong person, even though I didn't even think about getting the medicine at all. That was the one thing. I wasn't even thinking about the epidural. I was just thinking about, please just stop this pain. Like, just have this pain just go away. I was just trying to think and breathe just through it. So, I don't know. It was just a lot going on at that time. I was just in and out, halfing awake. And then, on top of all of that, I started getting a fever. I think it was 101. Yeah, I started getting a fever because I noticed my body started like shivering. Then I get hot again and I'll start shivering. So yeah, my body was fighting a fever. So, and I didn't even know that until, once they checked my temperature and they were like, yeah, we gotta go because my son did not want to come out normal. Well, natural. Normal, he is normal. But he just didn't want to come out naturally. I was stuck at 5.5 centimeters basically the rest of the whole entire day and night to the next day. And he was sunny side up, so if we tried pushing or tried waiting longer or whatever, he could have got stuck because he was like not facing the right way when babies come out. He was sunny side up, so I think he was facing up. I don't know. That's what they told me. So, yeah. I did have to have a C-section. One thing I did not want to do. And mind you, I never had surgery at all in my life. Not once. Never spent a very long time at the hospital or be at the hospital at all because who really likes hospitals? I, for one, don't like hospitals or having... I never even had an IV in my arm. Never even had that until having a child. And then having surgery. Never did think I would have surgery. But until I had him. Had to have a C-section. And, so, when they were bringing me, I'm all freaking out and stuff. And not wanting to do it, but I have to do it because I have to get him out of me. Because me having a fever is affecting him. Where, he could get an infection or whatever. So we had to go. So, it was like by 12 the next day, 12 in the morning. And by the time we got into there, they put the numbing thingy in my spine. It's not epidural or anything, it's just numbing. It numbs you from the waist down, something like that, whatever. I forgot what the heck it was called. And no sooner or later that they did that, oh my gosh, my feet were starting to get numb like really quick. Like no sooner or later did that happen, it got so numb so quick. Oh my gosh. And then so they had to lay me down, of course, and I was like, is this supposed to be normal? It's supposed to be hitting me this quick? And they're like, yeah, it's supposed to be working, because if it wasn't working, then they would have put me to sleep. And of course, once again, never had surgery, never had been to sleep for anything. So that would have been even, top of that, even more scarier. Especially when they were reeling me into the freaking operating room. I thought I was in a freaking movie. That's what I felt like. I was in a daze. Like, all this really traumatized me a lot, because this is a lot of stuff going on all at once. And so I started like not being able to move my legs. Like I couldn't even feel my legs. It was so hard. My legs felt so freaking heavy, like so freaking heavy. And so that part scared me, because it numbs you from like your top to all the way to your feet. And that part really bothered me. So then they were like cleaning my stomach off and stuff like that. I felt that, of course. Then after, when like numbing all started really happening, I guess they had to, oh, let me tell you this. They had to strap my arms down. So while they were doing what they were doing to me, I had to have my arm strapped down, had oxygen right here in my nose. Oh my gosh. Cause I don't know, just in case if I felt something, I don't, like it was a reaction, and of course I would move my arm, anybody would. So that's what they had me strapped down, my arm strapped down. I felt very crazy, like it was in a psych ward or something for a second. But the way they tested you to see if you could feel anything, I guess the doctor that was behind me, he was like, they just tested you to see if you could feel anything. I was like, really? And he was like, yeah, you know what they used? I guess they used this like this big clamp, and they pinched your skin. I was like, really? I didn't feel anything. Well, that's a good sign then. And then boom, not so later after that, they did what they did, and 25, I don't know if it was 25 minutes later, but it was really quick. Like, my son was born at 12:25 a.m. and the sooner or later they took him out, I just felt like a weight lifted off to me, because I just felt like heaviness and then non-heaviness anymore. Like, I just felt relieved, even though it was still like surgery stuff down there and stuff. But oh my gosh, after all that, it was just the most crazy experience ever. And then when you have a numbing and then they bring you back to your room, I felt so good, because after having all that, and they put a staple inside of you, put the stitches in the inside, gosh, never even had any of those ever. And then after the numbiness went away, you could feel the pain. Goodness gracious, you could feel the pain. They give you medicine for it, but I'm the type not to take anything for it, because I'm too strong. Like, and then listen to this. I was a talk of the delivery area, because how I endured all that pain for like 24 hours of just being at the hospital, going through all the ups and downs, and then having to have major surgery in the process, and me barely even taking the medicine that they're giving me. I took it like once or twice while I was there. So me only thinking I'm going to go in there, be in the hospital for 3 days tops. No, I was in there for 5 nights and 1 day. So altogether 6 days, almost a whole entire week, me being at the hospital. And that was the longest for me ever having to be in a hospital. In that bed, trying to sleep on that bed, to be comfortable. It was very irritating. Like, oh my gosh, like so irritating. Barely slept. First, of course, of my son. And then second, of that stupid freaking bed. I could not with that damn bed. I couldn't wait to get out of there. The food was horrible. They basically fucking feed you like you're the damn baby, because how they portion out all the foods, like, because that's what they have to do. But oh my gosh, the hospital food wasn't even that good, and when is it ever really? But oh my gosh, after all that, all that experience, I felt I had like an outer body experience. That should traumatize me a bit, because that's a lot for just one person to take in. You go through all that all day long, being hooked up. That was the worst part. I hated that thing that was in my arm, the IV. I hated that the most. Like, that was the worst thing ever. And then having contractions, the horrible contractions leading on to that, like, holy snap. And then everybody, even when my doctor came in the day we were leaving, he was like, most people say that they could handle or endure a lot of pain, and then they really don't. He was like, I for sure one could. Like, yeah, I really did a lot. And I was really proud of myself, because I didn't even think about getting epidural at all, even though my doctor was saying, oh, you should get it, blah, blah, blah. No, I did not want that thing. It was already bad enough I had to have the numbing thing, the needle thing in my spine to numb me for the surgery. It was bad enough for that. I did not want anything else. I'm good on that part. But yes, so this was all at 38 weeks. And I was 3 days. When I went in, yeah, it was 38 weeks and 3 days. But altogether it was 38 weeks. And this is my experience of me having my son. And yeah, and I love him so much. The picture, when they like showed him to me, so freaking cute. Full head of hair. I loved when he cried, because of course it's a good sign. And then when they handed him to me, he put his hand right here on my face and just looked at me. Now that was the most adorablest thing ever.